The Guerrilla Foundation funds grassroots social movements, and we fund networks of climate activists all over Europe. So for example, we do support a lot of climate camps where activists from different countries meet, where knowledge is being shared, for example, about gas as a transition fuel and what the narrative around that is in Europe. So people really get together in those camps to build trans-border coalitions, build trans-border campaigns from the grassroots up around climate and climate justice. As attractive as those organizations individually and also those meetings are, they are part of the climate movement, the organized climate movement, which is also like partly with like big NGOs like 350.org or Greenpeace. And we're giving a grassroots voice to that movement. But increasingly in the last years, we're also realizing that working on organizing, like deep democratic organizing in transition regions in Europe, like in Silesia and Poland, where we have a project that works on the just transition with mine workers and mine working communities, is more and more important. And for that kind of work, you need long-term resources and you need bigger amounts of funding that go into this kind of organizing, into this community work, where people establish local sustainable food sources, where people transition out of like destructive jobs, where they develop a new narrative and a new vision for their region that is not built around extraction. And this is the kind of projects that we would love to fund more, but with our current resources can't. So we focus mainly right now still on what we call fighting the old system, so funding the activists that point out how big industry is contributing to climate change, what companies should be doing, what governance should be doing, like advocating at the COP summits, etc. But we would also love to invest much more in this type of organizing, as well as building the new system, like people working on new ownership structures, people working on new models of governing collective energy projects, etc. And that's the kind of work that is heavily underfunded and super interesting, because there's a lot of like angles again at which you can take to look at these issues. And I think it's a very exciting field that more funders should be aware of.